What's up? It's Friday. What's up, y'all? How you living? What? How you living? What? How you living in living color? Do what you want. It's finally Friday, and we got a 3-day weekend. I'm feeling that. We is ready, Freddy, dude. What a day. Went to the gym, did the Stairmaster. I was so tired and low energy today, but I thugged it out. I got my Stairmaster in, and it be killing you when you be at the gym. You be like working so hard, and then you be so wore out, then you go to leave, you see somebody running on the treadmill like a baby deer. Like, dude, how do you have all that energy right now? Like, it was kicking my butt. Went to the store, made some spaghetti, and I made me some chicken and broccoli because I didn't really want any spaghetti. Life is just not, I wasn't in a spaghetti mood, but my son wants it, so I made a thing of spaghetti. We'll have leftovers for years, but that's the story of my life in my house. Other than that, y'all, I'm just so happy it's the weekend, because I don't even like saying it, but I'm tired. I'm always tired, though. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to having a 3-day weekend, and I don't really have no plans. It ain't no movies out. Me and my husband searched around. We might hit up a car show or something and dinner, but it's just the world is ours right now, so I'm just chilling. I know college football's back. It's been here, but Deion Sanders, Colorado played North Dakota tonight. They got a win, so I know everybody's excited about that. Let's hope their season is better than last season, because last season they was not the move. So hopefully, these kids get in there. I think it's good now that the NCAA is finally getting paid, so these kids don't have to rush into the NFL. They actually might do better in college. So I think under Deion Sanders' guidance and everything, these dudes are going to come out well. So hopefully they do, especially Travis Hunter. I know he's the cat's meow on that team. So yeah, next week, this time, we'll be reporting on actual NFL stuff. So that'll be fun. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, that's really it. That's all I got going on. Just so happy it's Friday. So let's hop into the news. Let's see what we got. Vice President Kamala Harris says in a new interview that she plans to appoint a Republican to her cabinet if she's elected in November. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed to a record Thursday as Wall Street tried to resume its comeback from a steep sell-offs earlier this month. North Carolina High unalignment is believed to the 6th this month in the Grand Canyon. Lawyers for Donald Trump argued for a second time Thursday that his criminal hush money case should be heard in federal rather than state court, a move that could end up delaying the former president's sentencing date next month. Currently, the federal government only taxes profits from stock investments once the stock is sold. A plan backed by BP Harris would impose a levy on stock holdings as their value increases, but only for people whose net worth is at least $100 million. I mean, well, that don't affect me. The highly anticipated interview with CNN's Dane DeBush came after pressure had been building for VP Harris to answer more questions from impartial journalists and fully sketch out how her vision differs from that of President Biden. Hundreds of online tributes have been left for a content creator known for sharing videos on social media about his life in Gaza during Israel's war with Hamas. He passed away. An American archaeologist has passed away after a Viking ship replica. We talked about that. I was like, why did they do that? At least 1 in 5 Asian Americans have hidden parts of their culture from non-Asians at some point in their life. Okay. An Ohio man who was a member of the anti-government extremist Boogaloo movement has been sentenced to more than 3 years in prison for threatening to unalive law enforcement officers. All these little anti-government groups. I'm out the loop on those. VP Harris backed away from her position during her presidential run in 2020 when she agreed with the statement that illegal border crossing should be decriminalized. She changed her thing. She's also asked about changing her position on fracking, which she previously said she would favor banning. She doesn't. Yeah, she's answering lots of different questions today. St. Louis County, Missouri teenager suffered rare complications from West Nile virus that left him paralyzed and on a ventilator. Wow. USDA found dozens of violations at Boar's Head. Talked about that. A court announced Wednesday that it was ordering Elon Musk and X to appoint a legal representative for the social media company, formerly known as Twitter in Brazil, within 24 hours, or they will face a penalty of suspension. Elon sure don't be tweeting about that. Department of Homeland Security says it will resume issuing travel authorizations to migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela who applied to come to the U.S. with the help of a sponsor. The program had been paused. I mean, y'all got them taking over that Aurora, Colorado situation, the Venezuelan gangs, but who knows? A 60-year-old Arizona Wells Fargo employee scanned into her office on Friday in what appeared to be an ordinary workday. Then 4 days later, she was found unalived in her cubicle. And everybody was trying to figure out nobody paid attention that she was at work for 4 days. Y'all don't got cleaning people or nothing. Like, did y'all think she was asleep? I'm just confused. VP Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, completed a 2-day bus tour of southeastern Georgia on Thursday. A dancer who performed with celebrity guests on Dancing with the Stars has been arrested in North California on a charge of domestic violence, a Napa County Sheriff spokesman said. A court in Thailand has found Daniel Sancho Broncalo, a member of famous Spanish actor family, guilty of premeditated unalivement. Sancho was sentenced him to life in prison. He's, I guess, some YouTube chef's son. It turns out Shoshi Otani's dog can pitch too. On Wednesday night, the Dutch doggy did a pitch. I mean, if he's a famous baseball player, he should. Wonder what my dog should be able to do. She should be able to go to work. Texas voters should check if they're still registered to vote or if they have been placed on a suspended list, a Democratic state legislator said days after Republican leadership announced the purge of over 1 million names from voter rolls. An 8-year-old was found unalived in a car after a man suspected of unaliving his wife was fatally pew-pewed by police on a bridge. Sad. A retired teacher was sentenced to 5 years in prison for threatening an obscenity-filled voicemails to harm a federal judge in Florida who had rejected a challenge to the state's so-called Don't Say law. In Washington, D.C., a police officer was fatally pew-pewed after a weapon he was carrying was trying to retrieve from a storm drain suddenly went off. Dang, talk about freak accidents. A new study suggests a diet rich in protein may help keep women healthier as they age. Lord knows, I drink my protein and eat my protein. Grand Canyon hotels were forced to shut down ahead of the busy Labor Day weekend because half of the century-old pipeline that brings water to the region ruptured. A fired sheriff's deputy in Florida charged with manslaughter in the fatal pew-pewing of Air Forcemen. Airmen can be released on bond until his trial, the judge decided. A former police detective in Massachusetts accused of unaliving a woman who had recently told him she was pregnant with his child and then staging her unalivement to appear as a suicide has been charged in her unalivement. I think I have a video on that, but that's messed up. The Orlando Police Department has closed its investigation into former owners of the Pulse nightclub without filing any charges. Sophia Bush and Ashlyn Harris have joined the board of Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest LGBTQ advocacy organization. Upon taking the stage at International Association of Firefighters Convention, Boston J.D. Vance was met with a mix of mild mid-cheers and boos. He said there might be some haters. The amount of people that are spoofing him and playing as him right now is just funny. Every time I see him, I'm laughing because I'm thinking of all them videos. Authorities in Southern California searching for a missing couple last seen leaving their home on a nudist ranch over the weekend. Wow. That ain't cool. The Burbank Police Department says its officers did not violate policy after a Los Angeles City Council president released a video he said showed the officers dumping and distressed homeless men on the sidewalk. We talked about this yesterday. They said the man wasn't homeless. I don't know. Something ain't right. 19 years ago today, Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans and flooded its only charity mental health ward. Now the jail has become the city's largest mental health care provider. Alright, I don't know if I liked anything on here today. Let's see.
In football, it's I want that. For me, it's the best mark that I can have in football is to reach first 900 goals. After, my challenge is to be 1,000 goals. With one different, all the goals that I score, they have video. So I can prove that it's...
You're bossing.
They all have video.
You're talking about this, Stefan, you're talking about...
Listen, I respect all of them.
They haven't got the...
My goals...
Honestly, I have no idea what that man's talking about. This is some conspiracy theorist. Let's see what she's saying.
In downtown Nashville. Remember when that RV exploded on Christmas Day in downtown Nashville in 2020? If you don't, let's talk about it. This was Anthony Quinn Warner. And on December 25th, 2020, around 1 a.m., he would park an RV in front of an AT&T building, that's important, in downtown Nashville. He was caught on surveillance in the RV arriving at 1:22 on Christmas Day. Now, at around 4:30, residents woke up after hearing several rapid bursts of weapon fire. And at around 5:30, another round of weapon fire was heard, and that is when police responded to the weapon fire call as well as seeing the suspicious RV parked. And at 5:38 a.m., a recording started playing from the RV announcing that the vehicle was going to explode and everyone should evacuate.
It's building that houses all the hard lines for phones throughout the southeast.
Right, y'all notice that? Even the officers that are there trying to evacuate everyone point out that the RV was parked in front of the building that provided cell coverage for AT&T all across the South. Now at 6 a.m. on the dot, a 15-minute countdown began warning everyone to evacuate. And in between the warnings, a song called Downtown by Petula Clark was playing over the loudspeaker in between the warnings. And as that warning got closer to an end, this happened. And here is an aerial view from farther away just so y'all can see the catastrophic of it. Now, by a miracle, and because of the police's quick action to evacuate everyone, there was no people unalived besides the suspect himself. And I mean, the damage was so catastrophic that Nashville is still rebuilding to this day, 4 years later. Now, by 12:30 that day, 911 centers around the region reported outages. And not only that, there was outages across the entire South. I remember I had a lot of family and friends whose cell phones were unusable because the cell service had just been completely destroyed. Now, by 4 p.m. on December 27th, it was declared that Anthony Warner was the suspect and he had passed away in the event. Apparently, DNA had already been confirmed was his, which I don't know if it happens that fast, but that sounds really fast to me. Now, the FBI official report stated that Anthony just did this because he wanted to self-unalive. There was no political motive or anything like that. He just wanted to self-unalive. I don't buy that. And not only that, allegedly, a year prior, Anthony's girlfriend had warned police that he was building explosive devices. In August of 2019, she had called police and told them that he was building explosives in that RV. When they arrived, they talked with the girlfriend as well as Anthony's own lawyer, who admitted that Anthony knew how to build these things. Police saw the RV in the backyard but couldn't get to it as it was fenced off, and when no one answered the door, they just left. Apparently there was no follow-up, no nothing. And this is one that just really confuses me, y'all. And I woke up this morning thinking about this story for some reason, and I fell down a rabbit hole today because not a lot of people know about this. I mean, I remember the Christmas morning when this happened and getting the notification on my phone at around 7 a.m. But it seems to have just dissipated. He was just some crazy whack job wanting to self-unalive himself. But why would he do it that way? And why would he do it in front of the particular building he did? And not only that, he worked in IT. And allegedly, he worked as an AT&T IT guy in one instance. Now, the FBI states that no one will ever really know the motive, that the only person who knew the motive was Anthony himself. And since he's no longer here, we're never going to get answers. It's really confusing. What do y'all think?
I don't know, honey. Like Michael Jackson said, why? It's human nature. Let's see. Gary telling the absolute truth. He just really, like, wait for nobody to be around and then, you know, be like me, Gary. I don't really cuss at all. So when I say a song, I don't say that part. It's okay not to say it. Kamala Harris recalls Biden's bombshell call. So much for family time. Kamala's like, he finally called. She knows she was like, he finally called. Leah Remini is getting a divorce. You know her and J-Lo best friends. She like, girl, I'm getting a divorce too. He talked about the Dance with the Stars dude. Star Trek's LeVar Burton, space exploration is dangerous but vital. Child Travis Kelce brings up Taylor at Chiefs event, clips about love. Sure will be seeing her. Jack White heads up Trump campaign lawsuit incoming over music. Angelina Jolie is not dating British rapper Akala. I mean, it's time for Angie to get back out there and fall in love. Aurora Councilman, Venezuela gang taking over complexes. American citizens are trapped. Okay, what are y'all doing about it, though? Y'all having these news conferences, but like, the governor in your state and all that has control over the National Guard, all the above. Some comedian named Doug Stanhope was arrested on IG Live. Joey Lawrence hot on the dance floor with Melina Alves 1 week after separation. It looked like he's saying whoa in that picture too. The Delta tire explosion, the deceased worker was on the cusp of retiring. That sucks, y'all. Sandra Bullock, no need for speed. She's relying on crutches to walk. Lana Del Rey, hey Gator, kiss me hard before you go. Spurs Jeremy Sochin crashes his pricey Porsche in Texas. What is it about Texas and all these crashes with these nice cars? American Airlines man goes ham on check-in counter from rage over a fake ticket. Why he gonna get mad that he bought the fake ticket? Like, you bought the fake ticket, my man. How much can Tom Brady bench? 245 pounds? Weights look fake, but I ain't no hater. Philly couple roll into a river while banging in the car. They was really getting it in. Shannon Osborne, thanks for returning my ring. Here's VIP access to one of Ozzy's shows. Steven Twitch boss widow got a new boyfriend. People are kind of like, your husband just passed away. I mean, it's been 2 years. I always would say if my husband passed away, I wouldn't want anybody else, but that's just me. But, she's still young. Paris Hilton, Phoenix doesn't need a life vest, thanks, but no thanks. Baywatch star Nicole Eggert, no harm, no foul over swimsuit sniff, applauds Jeremy Jackson's honesty. You know, people used to go crazy over these Baywatch women, and they've aged fine, but people used to really, be starving themselves to look like them. Post Malone saddles up with Dwight Yoakam, A-list packed music video. Post Malone and went country. Simone Biles intends her first WNBA game and meets Caitlin Clark. They act like Gabby Thomas, who also won gold medals, isn't standing right there. What's up with that, TMZ? something else? I don't know. Let's see. What's your favorite Michael Jackson song? Too many to count. Let's see what people are saying. The Lady in My Life, Human Nature, all of them. I love me some Man in the Mirror, and I love me some Remember the Time. I love Annie, Are You Okay? I love them all, for real. I mean, I have to say, I do not pass up a Michael Jackson song if I'm on Pandora. Trump repeatedly claims at rallies that nobody knows who Kamala Harris is. 71-year-old Indiana man poisons his wife for months so he can marry her daughter. Trying to see if the lady lived. The plot came to life after his wife experienced a series of unexplained health problems that led to multiple hospitalizations. According to documents obtained on a local news outlet, she was hospitalized 6 times in just a few weeks, dealing with symptoms like severe headaches, drowsiness, and diarrhea. Toxicology tests revealed the presence of MDMA, cocaine, and he was going to buy it all. Ruff eventually confessed to his wife that he had been spiking her drinks with drugs. This confession was later confirmed by an affidavit. The 31-year daughter from her previous marriage, and they had planned to be together, removing his wife out of the picture. So is the daughter getting charged? Because that's crazy. That ain't cool. Watch your spouse. If you're getting sick out the blue, you gotta be careful. Alright, y'all. Let's see what Reddit got going on. What's legal now but won't be in 25 years? That's scary, for real. Buying a drone without a license. With any luck, members of Congress buying stock. Hopefully there will be legal restrictions on influencers using their children to make money. Leaving trash in orbit. Companies holding on to your information forever. There needs to be a right to forget rule for ISPs. Making deep fake AI corn of other people without their consent. Ads for sports gambling. Child beauty pageants. Marrying minors. Hopefully gas stations selling random drugs, and I'm pro-drug legalization generally, but gas stations selling random chemical concoctions with no regulatory oversight ain't the way to do it. Listen, if y'all going to buy stuff in gas stations, that's, user error. I'm not saying they should get away with it, but come on. Somebody said puppy mills. Somebody said they might outlaw VPNs. I hope payday loans and rent-to-own things are illegal soon. Having cars that don't double as surveillance devices. Everything doubles as surveillance devices. Tanning beds, pyramid schemes, cigarettes, yes. Free water. Yeah, we should have free water. What's something small you notice that shows someone has been through a lot? If they look way older than what they are, like, telltale sign right there. Disappropriation reactions, a reaction to most things are normal or even low-key, but occasionally they have a huge response to something minor. Sign of trauma. Their inability to ask for help and tackling everything on their own. They're used to no one else being there and still needing to get stuff done. They're always the first to offer help, the last to ask for it. when the person needs to always be making a joke, no matter what the situation is. People like this likely have some tough times because they deflect, apologizing for things constantly, particularly if they didn't do anything wrong. Something scary or maddening happens and they just look bored or resigned. People are grateful for the smallest kindness of gesture, the maturity with which they handle unexpected events. Yep. What is the female equivalent to that one wise step to unstick your balls? Clearly lifting your boobs up when they stuck to you. Clearly. Readjusting my boobs because I have been over and now they sit wearily in my bra. What's a bra? Picking up each breast and wiping the sweat. Very ungracefully pull panties and pad out of your butt. Sometimes your inner labia will get folded into itself. It's wildly uncomfortable. I'd say fixing that is a female equivalent of unsticking your balls. And if your pad ain't sitting right, that suck. Trying to step a certain way to discreetly fix your wedgie. Maybe this is more of a thick thigh problem, but having a wide step so that your inner thighs or your short steps riding up finally falls, then I hate that when you're like on the treadmill and you gotta constantly be adjusting. That's why sometimes, like today, I wore leggings because I just don't have time. When I'm on a Stairmaster, I don't have time for wedgies or nothing. The little squat to pop the fart bubble that gets trapped and tries to travel forward when you're wearing tight pants. Somebody said those are called creepy crawlers. What improves sex by 1,000%? Well, for one, being in love with the person you're doing the deed with. Enthusiasm, a partner, love and connection, the build-up that leads to it after a long wait. Open communication about fantasies and desires that some people still think it's taboo to actually talk about what they want. Foreplay, I love making out, kissing, dirty talk, touching, all that before it elevates it big time. Someone who is into you as much as you are them. Going slower, being in love, somebody said drugs. Dirty talking toys, teasing and delaying, clean sheets. Clean sheets make a lot of a difference. Yes, they do. Alright, y'all, let's get into this story time to see what I got today. I really don't be remembering half the time.
What is wrong with you?
I once saw Joe Biden put a gun to a 45-year-old baby's head and pull the trigger. He was riding a Peloton. He had a full gun.
That's not true.
A 45-year-old.
A 45-year-old
fetus, okay?
He did not do that.
He was Guatemalan at the time.
What the fuck?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Could you stop?
Stop what?
Just be on my side.
No. Has anyone ever told you that you look like raw chicken?
Yes.
Wow, I
Raw
know.
chicken's hot.
It's kind of salmonella-y, right?
Sure, you don't want to lick it, but you want to look it.
I hated this. I should have debated. It should be me debating this guy. It would be so easy. This is crazy. Look at him.
I want to thank Kamala for coming on
What?
the podcast.
That's-
It was what a wonderful podcast. Even though we had really sort of if a landmine was a person, okay, on it. But I walked around it. Like and subscribe, you please. Next week, we're gonna have Hulk Hogan.
No, none of that's true. None of that is fucking true. This is so crazy. I'm gonna
Oh, she's still
throw
here.
up.
She's
What?
still here.
I'm gonna.
Thank you so much. Do you know the way out?
This is my. You go. Okay.
Them two. And that lady and that laugh.
New Edition Guy fight that resulted in a death and Teddy Riley leaving his group. Listen, 88 and 89 were Guy and New Edition's years. Guy releasing bangers I like, Piece of My Love. New Edition coming off their multi-platinum selling album that had the hits If It Isn't Love, Can You Stand the Rain, and Johnny Gill added to the lineup. In 1989, the groups were a part of Budweiser's Summerfest concert series. Now, the trio and quintet were cool, but tensions grew amongst them when New Edition, who were set to go on before Guy, would show up late. Each group member had their own tour bus. There were buses for the band, equipment. With all those moving parts, one bus is late, and it pushes your entire show back. Well, to keep audiences at bay, Guy would go on in their place. And they really got the shit end of the stick because when New Edition did finally show up, their team would set up their equipment on stage mid-set. So you're in the audience trying to jam the groove, baby, and there's a whole moving truck of equipment being unloaded behind them. The ghetto. But Guy had to do this a few cities during the tour. Fast forward to North Carolina, same story. New Edition is late. Guy has to go on first. New Edition's production manager thinks the middle of their set is a good time to set up. But Guy's road manager is like, no, you're not about to do this right now. They're performing. You can wait. New Edition's production manager is like, Nick, move out of my way. Proceeds to doing what he was doing. Guy's road manager then kicks New Edition's production manager off the stage. Literally, 10 feet off the stage. Now he goes back to New Edition like, I can't set up. They won't let me set up. Mind you, let me set the scene. Close your eyes. Guy is in the middle of performing Piece of My Love. They have a girl from the audience on stage and Aaron Hall is serenading. Crowd is going crazy. When New Edition, minus Johnny Gill, he ain't one of the parts, crashes the stage. And the audience goes even crazier. Oh my God, they're about to perform Piece of My Love with them. No, they wanted a piece of their ass.
What's up, Ted? Aaron, yo, what's up, man? We need to talk. I was like, now? On stage. On stage. Crazy. I was like, wait a minute.
Equipment is being kicked, thrown around. The men are exchanging words. Eventually, security separates the groups, and the show is suspended for an hour. New Edition got to do their entire set, but because of the altercation, Guy's set was cut short. They didn't even get into Groove Me, I Like, Let's Chill. They were sent back to their hotel, but not without giving New Edition a little heads up. It's alleged that members of Guy threatened they were going to get and do some things to New Edition. So members of New Edition allegedly flew in some men from New York to Pittsburgh, where the next concert was going to be, just in case. Teddy Riley's story differs from that, though. According to him, aside from the people who were already there to witness it, he didn't tell anybody else about his group's altercation with New Edition. Still, Anthony B., a best friend of Riley who lived in Harlem, found out.
Anthony B., our brother Vaughn, some of our guys from Harlem, our brother Vaughn, they unpacked the whole car, the insides, with artillery. Everything was just packed in that one car. He was the one that drove the car.
It's the next day, and New Edition's team are at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh setting up for the show. The one day they shouldn't have been on time because an entourage of men, including Anthony B., pulled up with baseball bats and began beating the men from New Edition's lot. And that's around 4:30 p.m. when witnesses see New Edition's production manager chasing Anthony from the Civic Arena to Pittsburgh's Hyatt Hotel, which was close by. As Anthony is right at the entrance of the hotel, New Edition's production manager Ronald him in the back 2 to 4 times. In daylight, he dies. By the time Guy arrives to the hotel, they see ambulance, police cars, tape, but they don't yet know what happened because they're rushed to their room and advised by security not to leave. It's when they turn on the news that they find out someone close to them has just been unalive. The concert that night had advanced ticket sales of 12,000, but was canceled with no plans of rescheduling. The least of these groups' worries, though. For starters, the sponsor of the tour immediately kicked both groups off the remainder. New Edition's crew member Michael Clark was sent to the hospital in critical condition. Anthony B., unalive. The 4 members who were with him were jailed on assault charge. And Ronald, New Edition's production manager, was found guilty of manslaughter in 1990, even though he argued self-defense as he was attacked with a baseball. The responsibility and weight that Riley felt for his best friend's death led him to leave Guy shortly after. New Edition, on the other hand, learned nothing of the severity and trivial altercations. During their Home Again tour in 1997 that debuted all 6 members, they couldn't help but show their ass. Ronnie and Bobby fighting on stage about a set taking too long, security intervention, shots being fired. That train wreck of a tour is a video within itself, to be honest. Now back to Guy and New Edition. They realized that they just got caught in the middle of a conflict between their teams because they didn't really have direct conflict with each other. They've since made amends and even performed with each other. Don't we love it happily ever after? Now for roll call. If you completed this video, comment the bus emoji for the bus driver who really is the culprit of all that shit. For a
Massachusetts police officer is being charged in the death of a pregnant woman. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky joins me now with the latest on what has been quite a heart-wrenching case, Aaron, one that's been a very sad tale from the beginning.
It sure has, Kira, and honestly, as alleged, one of the most horrible cases of police misconduct I can ever think about. A former police officer in suburban Stoughton, Massachusetts, outside Boston, has been charged with killing a young woman that he met at a police youth program when she was 12 years old, killing her allegedly while she was pregnant with his child, and in order to prevent her from coming forward and telling authorities that she had been sexually exploited by him since she was 15 years old. Matthew Farwell is charged with this death-eligible federal crime. The victim here, Sandra Birchmore, was found dead in February 2021, and according to federal prosecutors in Boston, the alleged murder was staged to look like a suicide.
That's so sad. So not only did he groom her, get her pregnant, and then took her out. That's sad.
Her mom says this happened on Sunday, and she also tells us the man used his dog to get her son's attention and then allegedly dragged the boy to his upstairs apartment. 33-year-old Kenneth Gage, who you see on your screen, he is accused of luring the 7-year-old boy and then convincing him to stay inside the apartment by using snacks and video games. Mom says her son was missing for about 30 minutes before he was found sitting at the bottom of some stairs at that apartment complex. That's when she says her son told her everything. According to Mom, she then confronted Gage and called police. HPD says they questioned Gage, who they say admitted to having the boy inside and taking non-explicit photos of him.
Tell them snacks is not always, you have snacks in the house. There's no reason to go to anybody else that you don't know getting snacks or talking to anyone. Don't pet no dogs. If your parents not there or anything, don't do it. Just keep an eye on your kids because you never know. They can stay close to you, next door, like literally close to you.
Mom said
Very dangerous. I'm glad that she called the police and got it involved, because he clearly, if he ain't did it before, he's been thinking about it.
Put a finger down if you started a new job a couple months ago and your favorite part about this job is not your coworkers or even the clients. It's actually the fact that there's a nice coffee machine that's fully stocked up front and you get to get free coffee every single day. And one day, while you're going to get your third cup of free coffee for the day, because why not, you see one of your coworkers with 4 or 5 half-drank bottles of water pouring the water into the coffee machine. So you say, hey, what are you doing? Because that looks unsanitary. And she proceeds to tell you, yeah, I gave 3 customers some bottles of water earlier today. When I walked around the rooms, I realized that nobody drank all of them and they were like half drunk. So I just decided to put them in the coffee pot so we can make some fresh coffee. And you look at her like, what the fuck did you just say? Because you think you're having a stroke, because there's no way in the world that she just said what she just said. So you ask her to repeat herself, and she says, yeah, I always do this. I've been doing this for a long time. If I ever see a bottle of water laying around and I don't see anybody drinking it, I just take it and I put it into the coffee pot. So now you're on Amazon trying to find a detox or something from Dr. Sebi because you've been drinking tuberculosis and backwash for the last 6 months?
Man, that'll mess you up. That is not cool.
Dana Jackson made the decision to fully embrace the voodoo faith by becoming a Mambo priestess. Dana and a group of other Americans traveled to Haiti for the initiation ceremony. So on July 13th, remember that date, July 13th, Dana sent a message to her son, Timothy, telling him that she was headed to a church and wouldn't be talking to him again until July 21st. That's a week later. But that was the last message that Timothy ever got from his mom. And on July 22nd, Dana's family was told that she had died unexpectedly during the ceremony. What's the latest information you've been given about your mom's death?
In regards to what actually happened, I haven't heard any information. Probably within 2 weeks. I mentioned before that I have a death certificate, but it's from Haiti, and it doesn't list what happened. It really just has like a name of a hospital, my mom's first, middle, and last name, and her date of birth, and then a time of death and a date.
It doesn't have a cause of death on it?
Absolutely not. No, ma'am.
Somebody said a voodoo retreat in Haiti. Haiti is a place that Americans need to stay away from and that kind of stuff. That is dangerous territory. I'm sorry your mama was sacrificed. What if the old Dana Jackson passed away but the new one emerged and she stayed there because she basically has a new identity? Somebody said, if only people knew the spiritual side of this. Please explain. The internet is not the place to be explaining this. People think every curiosity is to be piqued, going to end up hurt or worse. It is closed practice for a reason. Listen, y'all can have the spiritual world and the stuff from the ancestors. I'm good on that.
Hey, oh my gosh, you had such a lovely show. See this right here? No. Oh no, you're so good. You did such a good. What did you do wrong? What did you do? So what happens is nobody's able to double up and go under both arms at once. Okay, so only one arm actually fully opens at one point. You choose. And women like to get their free feel, especially when they got all these muscles and whatnot. You understand? Yeah, then now you can open the door for them to do this. They might even hit you with a. You see what I'm saying? But it's fast, so you can't let them get under there. That's too close. Oh my God, you were so funny tonight. Awesome. Now, you grab my hand. I know what your intention was, but now she think you want to hold her hand.
Oh, well, I'll just start crushing.
So, no, don't start crushing your fingers, because then I got to bail you out of jail. I like where your hand is placed.
Okay.
See, your hand should be bra strap and above. If you bring it down here, see how that feels? Start to feel a little sexual, eh? Start to feel a little. Yeah, now you're making her feel like she her, and nobody's her but me. You understand? Now how do you get them to not have a hand here? Because now I still can get in there.
It's nice, man.
Yeah, so I'm saying, how do you prevent that? Because the only person that you get to do that with is me.
So I'll be fine.
Hey, how are you? Oh, thank you. Oh, you did so good. Yes, oh my God.
Hey, so I was good. How are you?
Okay, no, oh my God. So, condolences. Good job. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Wow. What's happening?
Just cuffs.
She got you cuffs. Y'all tapped in there. I like that. Do what you gotta do. Oh my God. Yeah, you see?
Get off me.
Hey, oh my God.
I'm gonna have to practice this with my husband, but my husband just don't give her a pound, and that's it. We ain't got a hug. We ain't got a hug.
I want y'all to stop sleeping on these beds and couches, because it's not natural. Sleep outside. And if you sleep outside by your car, the energy from your body will fill your gas tank up. It's called a gastrolosis transfer. Don't go try to look it up neither. I know y'all have heard this plenty of times before, but stop eating meat. Especially hot wings. Unless you dip it in ranch. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but we are not supposed to be brushing our teeth. Our teeth are not supposed to be white. So stop going to the grocery store and buying butter when it's spoiling your teeth for free. Waste your time and your money.
Not butter for free.
Motherfuckers always asking me my dream job like I just like working. Bitch, I hate working. I tell people all the time, bro, my dream job is to not have a job. I hate clocking in. I hate talking to managers. I hate having meetings. I hate having coworkers. I hate everything about having a job. I hate having to wait on a paycheck. I hate this shit. I really hate this shit. I hate working this job. I hate working a job. I tell people this shit all the time. I don't want a job. I don't want a job. I want to act, I want to rap, because shit like that, it don't feel like a job. I want to do shit that doesn't feel like a job. It don't feel like a job. I got to wake up in the morning and swipe a card, or I got to get on Chronos and log in, get on ADT, log in. I got to motherfucking receive a call from my manager and be like, hey, did you do this? I don't want to hear none of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. On my mama, I'm 2 seconds away, 2 milliseconds away from slapping my manager, my boss, and all my coworkers. I swear to God, and whoever owns this company, and whoever owns a company. I swear to God, I hate working. We always get underpaid. And it's so crazy because your job not really your job. It's just your turn, because at the end of the motherfucking day, they can fire you whenever the fuck they want to. If they get low on business, they can fire you and they gonna call it a layoff, because of course you able to get unemployment if they call it layoff. But I'm just saying, like, your job is not really your job. It's just your fucking turn. You could be down bad on your ass and you really need to work overtime and you can't even fucking work overtime. You don't even got a job no more. You don't even fucking know, because they low on business right now. But I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit. And I really hate the fact that I gotta depend on this shit right now. But one day, I'm not gonna need to depend on this shit. One day I'm not gonna need to depend on this shit and deal with these stinking ass customers, deal with these stinking ass managers, deal with these stinking ass coworkers. I just hate it. I just hate it. Motherfuckers.
Listen, I just got bad news for him because everything you do that you so-called love starts to feel like a job. Even this is a hobby. It's like, but I feel him on most of this, on 98% of it. Listen, y'all, it's the weekend. We're having a 3-day weekend. I want y'all to enjoy yourself. If you're not having a 3-day weekend, act like you have one. Double relaxation on one of those days and stay amazing.